Welcome back to Memory, where I try to make an entire memory level in only 1 month. In today's video, I'll be finishing the entire layout, so let's see what I made and how I made it. So yeah, we're back with the memory level after only a couple of days, which isn't that much, but right now I have a lot of motivation to work on this level. As you guys can see, I have some portals right here, some speed portals, some gameplay portals, and some other portals. I put these a little bit after I uploaded the video, just because I wanted to kind of mark what game modes I wanted to use for which part of the songs here. So I feel like it's pretty smart to do this if you have ideas for what you want to do with stuff. And yeah, as you guys can tell, today we're gonna be beginning with a pretty long ship part. So what I kind of want to do with this ship part is do like a sort of maze type thing, kind of like crowd control, where like the gameplay itself is pretty straightforward. However, there's many different paths that you go through, and then you need to memorize the correct path to go through, and there's like different fakes through different thingos. This looks very ugly, don't worry, I'm not doing this. But yeah, now that you know how I'll be doing this gameplay, let's just start with the gameplay itself. Now, this was recorded after I started going for maybe possibly thing, which I have completed now. Yes, I beat the level. Let's go, dude. But that gave me a whole different perspective on how to do pretty well memory gameplay, which is why I think the second half of this gameplay will be way more memory based than the first half. Oh, wait, should I do that? I don't know, that's really hard though. I might want to put this orb like maybe in the middle of these two portals. Yeah, so something kind of like that instead. And then maybe you'll do like an ethereal artifice type thing right here, because you know how much I like doing ethereal artifice type stuff. Maybe put like a red pad instead actually. And then just to make you boost up extra high, I'll put some pads right here, and then I'll put like a teleportal right around here. And you know, I'll also scale these down a bit. Maybe instead of like these pads right here, I'll probably just put like an upside down portal and black orb combo. I think that's probably easier. Yeah, I like that more. So a lot of like pretty quirky gameplay right here, some like caramel-esque stuff. The hard part of all of this will definitely be like structuring, because like, yeah, this is gonna be like some maze type stuff, so I can't really do like some box structures like this. There has to be a lot of fake walls and stuff. I'll probably do that later though, as that isn't really that interesting to watch. So I'll probably just continue with the ship gameplay, and right before I start with this robot, then I'll like, you know, do that stuff. And then for this shorter part, I kind of want to just do like some straight fly going up like this. Some like slaughterhouse type stuff basically. Yeah, I like that, I like that. It is kind of unsight readable though, but then I just remembered that this is a memory level, so sight readability does not matter at all. Yeah, I feel like I'll probably just do the same type of gameplay right here, but for mini this time. So let's just time-lapse that, because you already know what I'm gonna do for this. Nice, nice. So yeah, as you can tell, I did something slightly different here. Like I did some straight fly and teleportals, and I also used some toggle orbs here, because I think those are pretty cool. And yeah, now I'm gonna just spend a little bit of time just like structuring this part right here and making it be more memory based. And after that, we'll begin with this robot part right here. And while I'm structuring this ship part, I'll humbly ask you to please subscribe. We just hit 5,000 subscribers, which I'm very thankful for, and maybe we can hit 6,000 during this month. I know it's pretty unlikely, but I believe in you guys. I also have memberships, so smash that join button for tons of cool perks. But let's get back to me finishing my memory layout. So that's the entire ship art done, and that did take a little bit of time. And oh my god, just looking at this, it looks absolutely insane. But yeah, now we're on to this robot part here, which will probably be a bit more simple to do. But it doesn't really matter that much because it'll still be memory based, you know. Might do something similar to the first part where I just have a lot of like orbs and portals and fake orbs and stuff like that. So we're going from like extreme memory to more like medium memory. Just like the wave part in the last video, I'm not the hugest fan of this robot part, but hopefully you guys will like it. And then I can have like the Devon gimmick. Oh yeah. Can have like the Devon type dash orb where you just hold for as long as possible through these yellow pads. And then you just release at the perfect time. I want you to think that like this is where you're supposed to release. What you actually have to do is like release a little bit later. That actually syncs very well. Whoa. I'll probably shift this up to be like this actually. And I need to check, is that actually possible? I don't really think that's possible. Okay. And I should also probably nerf this timing actually. Let's say you like hit this block right here and then you go through some fake walls like this. Hit like a black orb right here. And I don't know if you'll hit this platform or if you'll just skip it. Okay, it seems like you hit it. Alright, alright. Maybe I'll do like a pattern breaker type thing where it's like 3 black orb things like this. However, you don't hit the third one, you actually just do like a double click right here. Alright, I'll probably block that off with like a saw blade like this actually. I guess just put like some invisible spikes here. That's probably the simplest thing. I don't want you to hit that late, so let's just place a structure right here. Okay, so I guess what I have to try to do now is make you go down into the ship portal then. My main issue with this robot part was that it just felt too unnatural, so maybe I'll change that in the future. At least it wasn't my least favorite part I made today. I don't really know what I'll do for this short ship thing though. I might just want to do some straight fly, but would that even be that cool, you know? What if I do some like club step monsters though? Club step monster straight fly goes hard, so yeah, screw it, let's do that. What if I make it so that you think you have to do like a timing right here, but in reality you just fall down? Gotta do some hitbox trail for that though. Okay, nice. I want to do some memory stuff for this. I don't just want to do straight fly, but the problem is that like, what should I do then if I don't want to do straight fly? You know what, fine, I'll just do straight fly here. And then what I'll do for this wave right here is that like, I'll do something kind of like Jenkins' part in Limbo. So I'll lock you to like a D block right as you enter the wave part. Then I'll just have like many different rows like this. Just copy and paste these, copy and paste as much as possible. I don't think I'll make these move though, like they did in Limbo. That'll probably be a bit too hard to do. Even though this part is so short, I still really like the memory used here, and if I had the chance, then I'd definitely use this more in the level. Pretty shrimple stuff right here. And I don't really know what I'll do for this short cube actually. Maybe I'll just do like some auto stuff. Yeah, we're steamrolling this. We already have a ship part, a robot part, another short ship, and a wave part done. I don't think we have that much left to do. We only have like 4 parts left, but I'm kind of scared for this duel right here because I have no idea why I put a dual portal there. I feel like for this ball part I might want to do like a maze, like a Vibrant maze type thing. But I promise I'll do it in like a more insane, special way than what Vibrant does. What if I do some like consistency right here and then another pattern breaker? Could work, yeah. Maybe even a green orb right here. Or no, I'll put the green orb right here instead. This is the green orb you have to hit, and this is the green orb that you won't hit. Alright. What if I do like this type of thing instead? So, you think that you have to hit the green orb so that you're in normal gravity in this UFO. But in reality, you're upside down gravity in the UFO. And after structuring this ball part, we're onto this very Allegiance-inspired UFO. You know what, for this UFO part, I might just want to do like, if allegiance was memory. So just spam like a lot of different portals, but not like a little Timmy level. I want to do it in like an actual way. I barely commentated during this UFO part, probably due to how unorthodox this gameplay is, so sorry about that. Now, I gotta structure this well to kind of like indicate where you're actually supposed to go in all of this. You can't just like, oh, do whatever you want to do in this part. I'm just out of ideas. I mean, and I am out of ideas, but I'm not that out of ideas, so I'm just making this like pick a path. I would never be Dorabe, guys, I promise. Dude, this awkward like click pattern right here is making for really hard structuring. I'm trying my best to structure this, but it's kind of like, let's say your wave goes like this. It's like your wave goes like this, let's say. A gap like this would be way too tight, but a gap like this would be way too open. You can't really do either of them unless you like start half spacing and stuff. And half spacing sucks. I don't like half spacing. Especially when it comes to decorating, and especially when it comes to decorating something you have only a month to make. I feel like I'll probably just place like another structure like right here, and that'll probably be it for this UFO. I'm not the hugest fan of this UFO, but then again, it's really hard to make actual good UFO gameplay. All I'm hoping is this won't be like the quantum processing UFO where it's extremely awkward and basically never works. Alright, it's time to begin with the duel now, and I feel like I want to do a symmetrical duel now. And maybe just a symmetrical cube duel would work well. There are many failed attempts at a symmetrical duel, with most of my scrapped ideas just failing due to me not being able to implement memory into them. But after roughly 20 minutes, I found something that worked pretty well. Honestly, I don't really like this gameplay that well. It needs more memory in it, that's the thing. So I feel like what I'll probably do instead is just like spam a lot of different orbs. And then do it on like a grid like this, basically. What if I make some red orb stuff happen for this? Okay, I guess that could work, yeah. I can have like a little break right here and then just do the same exact thing, but maybe in reverse this time and just try to make it work. So I'll do this thing again. Okay, so the way that I do this is I hit this yellow orb, this pink orb, and this yellow orb. Then I hit this yellow orb, this pink orb, and this green orb. Then I hit this green orb and this blue orb. I'll probably replace these with pink pads actually to make it more consistent. And after a few minutes of structuring, the entire second duel part was complete. I've noticed that the only thing in this part that isn't symmetrical is literally the spike placement. Although that's the thing that basically matters the very least, because you'll most likely not even hit any of these spikes unless you're not going the correct way. Yeah, I think that's gonna be it for the duel part, which is pretty nice. I first didn't really like this duel as it's pretty stupid with just a lot of orb spam. It's kinda pick a path, which I know I didn't want to do earlier. However, I guess it kinda works here. Now, I'll be skipping the entire process of making this swing copter part, because while I was editing this video, I literally just scrapped this part and replaced it with a UFO instead. So, on to the next part. And for this finale, I want to do something like Crowd Control's ending, where it's like a little break, and then it's the actual final click. So let's say it'll be like some auto stuff first. Maybe I can have like a black orb timing to begin with. On second thought, I might just want to make this entire thing be auto. I guess just make this like a kinda tight timing, but nothing insane. And then right when the level ends, I'll just do like a very large jump. A tricky thing with this finale was that I had no idea what to do for the actual final click. I didn't want to do anything like Erebus or something that has already been done before, but it was really hard to try to figure out something unique to do for this. So this is where the level is like gonna end, basically. So then the jump is like around this wide. What if I put like a green orb actually? Something kind of like this, yeah. And then put like a timing like this. You know what? I think I'll do a timing like that to end the level off. I haven't really seen this type of final click before. The only thing kind of similar I've seen is, I guess, in the Yongi Ray. But yeah, that's pretty much it. I think that's fine, actually. You can definitely dive to it from 0, which is kind of scary, you know. But I'm praying that I don't die there from 0. But yeah, I think that's it for this part. And since this part is complete, that means that this entire layout is also complete. Yeah, so we started with this ship part right here, and then we made the rest of the level. So the level is 1 minute and 2 seconds. I made exactly the second half of the level today. I'm actually really proud of this. Like, I used some very cool ideas here. Some that have been seen before, like in this ship and this wave part, and some that probably hasn't really been seen before, like this cube right here. It did kind of fall off towards the end, but I don't think that really matters too much. If there's something that I'm unhappy about, then I'll just change that off camera. But yeah, that means that in the next episode, I'll start decorating this, which will be a very scary thing to start, but I have some ideas for the decoration, and hopefully I'll be able to execute them as well as I can. But yeah, now it's just time to add the names of the members of my channel to the parts. Special thanks to all of my members: Destinity, Ghost Zan, RST621, Il Padre, Kafo, Felmix9, Rion FX, Sketchy GD, Strife GD, Kirby Axolol GMD, Neo and Tix, Tekane, No Life Cohen, Teaser, Laughtech, PL Poo, and Tap. Thank you guys so much for watching this video, and before we get to the final showcase, there is something that I have to say. So, since the song is copyrighted, I can't really play it normally in the showcase of this video, so I'll unfortunately have to really butcher the song in the showcases of these videos. However, if you want to watch a showcase without the butchered music, you can go check out my second channel, because I'll always upload them correctly there. But yeah, with that out of the way, let's just get to the final showcase of the level so far.